always just got to act the best guy. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. And just like that, we're live. People deluded, I'm back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. How are we feeling, Arsenal fans? We all know the season officially starts next week. For us, obviously, on Sunday, we meet Manchester City, where obviously the English Super Cup Community Shield's concerned. Seems like there's quite the player turnover at Manchester City. Silvinho could be leaving. Enzo Fernandez could be arriving. Rodri could be leaving. Rangers could be going to the Middle East. You know, again, when you're backed by an oil state, you can make these expensive mistakes and nobody bats an eyelid, people. But yeah, we've actually been linked with Vincent Joseph, a young player, obviously, at Liverpool, soon to be of Arsenal. The Athletic have come out with that. I think he got like over 30 goals at under 18s and under 16s level. And I really like that coup, man. As you see, sometimes you're able to prize some talented young players away from your quote-unquote rivals. Sometimes it happens to you. I actually think that's a good addition, if I'm very honest, for our youth setup. Obviously, where attacking additions are concerned, you know, big up the young lad. I'm sure everybody really wants a left winger or things of that ilk. Me personally, if I'm honest, people, rightly or wrongly, and I'm going to paraphrase because I've spoken about it in plenty of videos. I'm kind of giving up on it now. Like, I'm just put a defender in the bag, in which obviously you can see the title. We've been linked with Pubill of Atletico Madrid. Would you prefer Konsa, or Koundé? And there's been a 45 million euros bid apparently for Martinelli. So there's a lot to discuss. Big up the Twitch gang. Don't forget to subscribe with Amazon Prime. Salute DG in the nation. Smash the like button on YouTube, peeps. New subscriber, but been listening for a minute. Bless up, Cade, man. Appreciate you. All you silent viewers, make a YouTube account and do your thing, man. Els appreciate you. Juju, you're a pagan, but yeah, you pick good content creators. If we do end up selling Nelly, wouldn't be surprised in the least if we end up not being able to close a deal on a replacement. Stranger things have happened, but surely, now, this is me looking at it from an outward point of view. Regardless of what I think about players and whatnot, we're aiming to be at least playing 60-odd games, 50, 60-odd games like last season, right? That's one. Two, obviously, you can see the dynamics of the game. People are getting more injuries. We ran players into the ground. Now, whatever I think about Martinelli, are we weaker or are we stronger, or is it just the same kind of thing? If you sell Martinelli and you bring another attacker in, for me, I think you need to, if he goes, I don't think he can go without us actually bringing someone in. I'd actually keep him and hang around like a spare part, if I'm honest, man. It's better to need it and not have it than have it. Better to need it and not have it than not to have it when you need it, or whatever the saying is, man. I hope we sign someone for the left. We need a different profile and need to give opponents something new to think about. I'm becoming more pessimistic about a left winger signing happening, though. I am as well. My only hope is Berta, Arteta. We've known we've needed to address this area for time. Obviously, if you got Rodgers, that would have been great. If you got Vinicius, that would have been great. If you could have got Bacola, that would have been great. But you had to have been briefed that ideally you get those guys. If not, we're able to move for somebody else. We, again, big up Zolis, but suddenly we're looking at Zolis very differently because, fair enough, nobody at Arsenal came out and said this, but we were told we're still looking for two additions in attack in addition to Zolis. So they've got to make it happen. Me, I'm pessimistic for a bunch of reasons. Those dream signings, it's not working. You look around the market to us as fans, I feel the Nico Williams, the Rashfords, the Rafaels. I like Nico Williams. I can't say I'm 100 Nusa. They're all good players, but I can't say I'm 100% convinced. I've said this point before. You look at the attacking game at this moment in time. There's no Alexis Sanchez at Udinese. There's no Griezmann at Sociedad. There's no Eden Hazard at Lille, in which maybe there is. The club needs to do their job, people. So I'm at the point. Bruno's a step in the right direction. We saw flashes as to what he could be. So centre mid's cool. Defensively, our defense is great as a unit. We need another one in. So if we can get that one in, and whether I'm happy with it or sad with it, I've kind of given up, really and truly. I hope I'm wrong. And I do find myself sitting here. I just wish, man, that I actually wish Max Dowman and Wanyeri were right-footed, because you lot could go on the left-hand side and that might cushion the blow type of thing. But yeah, man, hit the likes, people. Can't talk about sales without talking about who will replace that person. I mean, it's down for Arteta and Andrea Berta, because I think we've got enough to win the league again, but I don't see a level raiser in attack. And, you know, including but excluding Bruno G's arrival, and including but excluding what we do in defense. In fact, better yet, let's just put our minds back to the playing squad last season. Everyone who was there, so forget all new additions and who's gone. I'm pretty sure every Arsenal fan, defensively, we're all right in that unit. Midfield, yeah, there was conversations around depth and things of that ilk, but we're okay. For a bunch of reasons, our attack brings uncertainty, and we got 121 goals, so you can hide behind that, but the devil's in the details. You look at the individual campaigns for our attackers in the Premier League, they all had great moments, they all had standout moments, and they all did their part to get over the line, but that level of consistency was lacking. We know with Saka, it's more of a case of fitness. Eze and Gyökeres, it's more kind of accepting what they are and obviously seeing greater consistency. Madueke and Martinelli, for me, are tools in a toolbox. I love Max Dalman, I'm sure you lot do as well, but he's 16 years of age, we need to leave him alone. So there's several ingredients in it, but you do need them attacks, man. I wonder if an Endai signing would be a Mane type swoop. It depends on the price. Now, granted, I'm not paying. Not that I've got 50, 60, whatever million, but I'm not paying. But I like Endai. But just because I like him, man, I don't need to gas it. Is he really a game changer? He probably is by default. Excluding Zolis, he's just arrived. But, he's better than Martinelli. But that can't be the entry requirement or the bars on the floor. Does he really upgrade this? In which I'm not saying I want it, and I'm conflicted because I think it is inexcusable to not bring in a left winger. I do think it's a missed opportunity, but what's the point bringing in someone that don't raise the level or we're not really convinced about it? It don't make sense. And again, I can't really be pleased in that, because if we do that and we've got the existing options, then Arsenal fans, it is what it is. Really not a lot of obvious options in the market for the forward line. DG, who would be your ideal left winger signing in the current market? I can't lie, nobody's my ideal one. The ideal ones are gone, if I'm honest. Unless there's some random youths in Brazil or emerging markets, or there's some, there's a Mane over there at Southampton, or there's a Salah in Italy when he's labelled a Chelsea flop and Liverpool sign him. If you can bring me, this is kind of what I want us to do. In terms of names, no one really convinces me. If I had to pick, Arteta, you wanted Nico Williams. I do like him. You probably would have to activate his release clause. He is on big wages, so there's issues in itself. If you can get a quote-unquote affordable fee for Ndiaye, bring him, but Everton are not going to cut you any deals, in it. And then we was even linked with a Jack Grealish and whatnot, but again, that don't really... No one's convinced that there's any legs to that. Salman really impressed me yesterday. Never knew of him. Baller, man. A big part of the problem is this window has been seriously lacking in viable options. Last summer, we had good players to choose from. People are forgetting this. I hear you, and you're not wrong, but I can't lie. The good and the bad is Arteta and Andreas Berta's fault. You didn't move last summer. Obviously, you didn't bring Semenyo in January. Obviously, he wanted to go to City. Left wing is... I could almost forgive you for not bringing in a defender, or if we were sitting here in the talking points we're having right now around the defender, I might cut you a bit of slack, because on the face of it, we probably know we need a defensive body, primarily a right back. I'd forgive you because Saliba's injury. Who are we going to get? What do we do? That's kind of something that we've discovered. We've known we've needed a left winger for years. So again, there has to have been X amount of targets. We even wanted Anthony Gordon. I'm not saying I wanted him or didn't want him, just painting a picture. He's obviously gone to Barcelona, so they're gonna have to make it happen, man. I do think it's inexcusable, really. I like Zolis, but I do think I have to let you get to grips with the league and all those kind of things. Martinelli's Martinelli. No one ain't really trying to see Noni Madueke and all of these guys moved over on the left-hand side. I wouldn't mind. I don't want Saka. If Saka's fit and firing, he needs to be right wing. But the only kind of entertainment I would personally have in that regard is if you move Saka to the left, and obviously that brings in Max. But then again, Max Dalman's 16, physically growing, development. It's the next thing asking a man to do it, where he's at the right stage of his development. In many ways, he's ahead. In many ways, he shows he's a 16-year-old. It's a different ballgame when you're asking my man to make the difference in high-pressure moments, and then you got 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days. You see where we're going. Maybe and by Nico Williams, maybe, man. DG, what do you think about the right-back Julian's performance last night? Had a very good game, very convincing performance. I don't know if you make the grade here, but there's speculation over, our defense. Ben White, we don't know how long you're going to be fit for. Timber's not there. You've put every foot forward for Arteta to have confidence in you. Obviously, whether you make it at the football club is a completely different ball game, but you've done your thing. You had a very good game, and away from obviously Marley was good, even when he dropped the shoulder. Marley Salmon's obviously a great prospect, and especially because he's defensively, we know about him. Max Dalman, we've been talking about him. The Wanyeris, the MLSs, they're all hail end, but they're kind of the bait ones. If you part them off, I think all the other boys, man, Ibrahim done well, Theo, as you're alluding to, done well. I think all the hail end boys gave a good account of themselves throughout the preseason, man. And they've shown that they don't. If you can't raise the level, which with the greatest of respect by the bait names, you can't. The level hasn't been dropped. And quote unquote, we know they're filling up the numbers, but the way they all perform collectively, whether they played 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 2 games, or etc., I personally feel they showed that they're not just in their own way. They're not here to make up the numbers. They're here to compete. So it looks good, man. And if there is only one thing I'm always going to be positive about at this football club, it is our academy. And now we're starting to, do what we've been crying for. Go find some guys in emerging markets. We got someone from Ireland currently playing men's football. When he turns 18, he's coming over here. We got the Ecuadorian twins. We're about to get Vincent Joseph, apparently, if you believe the Athletic from Liverpool. Very talented player. As I said, 16 years of age. 30 goals across a couple of youth levels, and he's an England international. Liverpool probably kicking themselves for letting him go. United tried to grab him. We tried to grab him. We a bit like at first team level, the academy level. There's been some road bumps in it. We're getting this guy. We're getting the other guy from Crystal Palace, another striker. I think we're tying up a deal for the Cardiff lad. We've obviously lost some key players. It looks like Louis Page, a bit older, seems to be picking Man United. We all know the Monga thing didn't happen. So yeah, you can get where I'm going. And even that, with Jeremy, if you got Jeremy Monga over the line, yeah, I'm not expecting fireworks, but that left-hand side looks a bit dodgy. You got Zolis, you got him. I might be a bit more positive, if that makes sense, man. Saeed, one love. As Robert said, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Raw just clocked, turned into a proper football content creator with the football shirts behind you. Yeah, it makes a difference from the ugly one. I'm actually, well, you lot can't see the wall, but I need to actually do some DIY because I'm actually going to change the background, people. But I do like my shirts here, man. I do like my shirts, man. I do like my shirts still. I do like my shirts, man. Big up DG saying, my brother, how's the weather in London? Here in the Midlands, it's cooking. By the way, you're doing FPL this season. I am doing FPL this season. We're doing FPL every season. If you're part of the league already, then when I refresh the league or whatever, you got nothing to worry about. But well, I'm not going to do it now, but between now the next couple of days and in the build up to next week, obviously I'll be dropping the links and everything else. So yeah, I actually need to look at who won it last year, man. Like, I'm winning it this year. I'm going to take it serious. But yeah, the United Kingdom baking, man. It's like, 33, 34 degrees. After this live stream, I'm going to go get some fresh air, man, because I've been in a lot of meetings and all of these things today. Just been stuck here. I brought out a video where I said what we learned from preseason. Go and check that out. Been crafting some other videos I won and all of those kind of things, man. So yeah, man. Do you know what happened to the young Georgian left winger we were linked to, Barchesvili? The rumors have completely disappeared. Trust me. What happened to him? Yeah, no, that's a good shout. What happened to him? Because at this point, bring him in it. Like, at this point, you might as well give a young G a chance in it. And then the more experienced players who we know what they're quote unquote capable and not capable of, we know what they're going to give us type of thing in it. Please make sure we're continuing to smash the likes. Tekka Dave, where have you been, man? Rob, what are you saying here? I feel like the shirts have taken the spotlight from the chair. Big up the chair. Come on. We appreciate the work. We appreciate the work rate, King. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. And the UK is cooking drought and heat wave. I'd hate to be in the countryside. I'd hate to be a farmer because on a serious note, your crops are probably at risk of seriously catching fire, people. And indirectly, that might make things more expensive by the time it hits the supermarket. We're going to go over everything, but you know me. I like to see what the manager said, pre-game, post-game, etc. Arteta said keen to attack the next target. Oh, this was ahead of the Como game. Big him up for that. We won't waste time with that. I want to hear post-Como, people. What has Zolis said? That's exactly how I wanted to shoot. I like his confidence, actually, because I was with Kai Havertz in the middle line, and he asked me, where are you going to shoot? I said, there, very hard. He said, I want to see it. Actually, I hit it very good. I wanted to shoot like this, and I'm happy that it was in, and it was a nice assist. As we know, Zolis has played a part in all our preseason games, got a goal against Girona, as well as providing assists against Dortmund and Betis, and technically scored a penalty. And did he not win a penalty for Gyökeres? He said, I feel I've adapted well in the team. The guys helped me a lot on and off the pitch. It's also important for me. It was really nice to have preseason from the beginning with my new team, and now to be ready for official games. So to be fair, that's something that someone like Gyökeres wasn't exposed to last summer. So I think it was a positive preseason for me. Then on the Community Shield, it's a nice opportunity to start the season with a trophy. That's our target. I think everyone is on the same page for this game, and we hope we're going to share it on the pitch. And I did like Gyökeres' comments after when they asked him about the Community Shield. It's only in this country it's dead. Bruno reception was great. Bruno, what do we make of Bruno G, man? I liked his tracking back. I liked a bit of the link-up play with his new teammates. Couple of decent passes. Actually, I still don't think Kai Havertz was offside, but that ball over the top. Bakayo, Gyökeres, you can eat, man. And the things we can do in midfield are orgasmic, man. Mikel Arteta said, you can tell straight away the connection with the supporters. I think he played some very good quality minutes. It's good to get the debut out the way, especially at the Emirates. I think it was a good reception. Yeah, but it's different in a professional, like proper game, innit? A lot of things that I really liked tonight. We played some young kids as well, and they did extremely well. I think with the amount of chances that we created, the scoreline probably should have been a different result. I mean, are we surprised with Gabriel Jesus missing? I don't think anyone is. But overall, it was good prep because it was a really tricky one. 4 days before the final, we played a lot of boys for 30, 45 minutes. But overall, I think it was a really positive test. And then obviously, we're welcoming several players back. They've been training on their own. Yesterday was our first day back with all the players from the internationals. They're really pushing to play some minutes today. Obviously, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Saka, the only absentees. I think they wanted to have a certain feeling before the final. So we allowed them to do so, and it looked great. And then he went on to say, preseason tested different things, trying different relationships, being very adaptable. Obviously, we played the first few games of preseason with 7 or 8 senior players. Then slowly a few more came in. So they're all in different phases. Overall, it's good to understand where we're at and what we need to do to get to a higher level. We're looking forward to it. It's a trophy that reflects what we've done in the previous season, winning the Premier League. So we're going to try and win. Fair play, man. Fair play. Now, what's this? Oh, Mikel Arteta, we've gone over that. He spoke about Miles Lewis-Kelly. It's good to be emotional after scoring. You should be emotional when you score a goal. He's a very emotional player. You see with his gestures on the pitch. I'm not going to talk about speculation. If there's speculation about our players, it's a good sign. That means our players attract attention and are doing a good job. Obviously, there's a natural bond between us, Arsenal fans, and Haylen on what he likes about Skelly in midfield. He's had a really good preseason. Facts. We asked him to play a different position because he played more as a number 6. We obviously lacked midfielders from international duty. And I think he had a really good, consistent preseason, which is obviously going to help him being able to play as a lone 6, going into certain areas on the right-hand side of centre mid, as well as obviously being at home at left back and on the left-hand side of centre mid. And between Lewis Kelly, Zubi, Rice, Bruno, if we're playing a double pivot, there's 4 of you, which helps us with depth. But there's 4 of you who all should be starting in your own right. There's 2 positions. Go and give Arteta a headache. It's as simple as that. And even that, I assume we're going to play with a double pivot and an Odegaard or an Eze, which I want to see. But then Miles Lewis-Kelly learning to play as a lone 6. Zubimendi is able to play as a lone 6. Very different to what Lewis-Kelly would do or what Declan Rice would do. But them lot playing as a lone 6. And then assuming whichever one you want as that lone 6, you could have the other 2 or whatever either side. So there's some orgasmic options in the middle of the park. So I'm very bullish about us defensively and in midfield. It's just that attack, people, as you lot already know, people. But Lewis Kelly's had a very good preseason campaign. And I think Wanyeri off the ball. On Marley, first of all, he played with courage, even when he's dropping his shoulders. And second, how fast he learns. Because it takes weeks and months sometimes to develop certain things. He picks things up really quickly. He's a really smart boy. He really wants it. He's 16. And some of his individual actions today were exceptional. He's in and around the first team. The circumstances are what they are. That is the context that is allowing him to play more minutes, obviously, with their injuries around Timber and obviously a Saliba. If we had other players available, it'd be more difficult, but that doesn't mean that he wouldn't get the chance to do so. But what he's proven in the last few weeks is that he's reliable, and when we play him, he can do a job. For me, I'm conflicted because if I'm Arteta, obviously including but excluding what we're facing around injuries, I wouldn't sanction him going out on loan. But I want him to be outside his comfort zone. I don't think he needs to go on loan yet. But I have shades of Ainsley Maitland-Niles at Ipswich. Like you could get fast track. Like the loan would have to be perfect. We can't afford to F it up. Maybe we review it in January or the quicker we get a defender in. But going to Luton under Jack Wilshere, for example, that could be good. Like Marley's good, but every defender needs a baptism of fire. I need you to have those shaky moments. I need you to play against different strikers. This one's a false 9. This one's a throwback striker. This one's like a Kevin Phillips. He's more of a fox in the box. He's more of a thinker. He'll make a movement to draw you out, and then you lose him. Then you've got, I don't know, like all different kind of ones, getting bullied by set pieces and all of those kind of things, man. He needs to be outside of his comfort zone. Under 21's football ain't going to provide that, bro. We all saw, last season when he's there doing kick-ups and whatnot. Need to get that baptism of fire, man. And I actually think he could have a future at right back as well as centre mid, man. And again, I don't need to tell you lot for obvious reasons why we'd like to see a defender come through the academy. For me, it would be good, man, because half our defenders, apart from Tony Adams, have been accidental, innit? Bellerin, accidental thing, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Saka at the time, Lewis Kelly, Kieran Gibbs. No one actually just come through as a defender. And as much as I like the players we've got, I do think there's a certain sort of player that comes through our academy, very good on the ball, etc. I do want us to find. Not everybody has to be Saka and Dowman and a star boy or attacker. Like we can plug some gaps. Like, imagine we're all crying about centre half and right back, excluding Marley. If we had a decent guy that came through, maybe a couple of years older than Marley, he's been on a loan spell, he can play right back or centre half, like Chelsea's Archipong, that might save you a few quid just being a steady Eddie. Not everyone's got to set the house on fire type of thing. Big up Theo at right back. He was really good. It was a big test. And him and Max Diamond will learn a lot because you two got skinned for the goal. Boys at that age as well to play against a really good opponent, especially when you put Marley together with Theo, with Wanyeri, with Diamond in the same side. But I think with that level of difficulty, they still performed. On the plan for Wanyeri this season, Ethan has been really good. Probably what happened on the field on his loan at Marseille wasn't what was expected. And there was a lot of noise and change around the club. And you need that. Again, that's going to help you in life. Obviously, it's not going to help you selfishly as an Arsenal fan. You didn't go to Marseille if your debut was good, but you didn't go to Marseille. Oh, my God, why has he gone out on loan? Being in and out the side, you know, going there when De Zerbi's there and De Zerbi getting sacked, being different cultures. This is what football's about, unfortunately. So there's always a silver lining. But he looks different, a lot more mature. It's incredible what 6 months and a different experience abroad can do to you. To be abroad on your own or go through tough times and to witness that is a part of football, you have to be good enough to cope with it. I'm very happy with what Ethan has done in pre-season. On the club's plans moving forward in the transfer market, I'm not going to lie, Gaffer, I'm Berta, not that Berta talks. I have no doubt your heart's in the right place, and this is more my fan cap speaking. I don't think anyone wants to hear this still. Like, just rise up the players, man. People holding shirts. Because we never get, Well, to be fair, Fabio Vieira a couple of years ago, Timber, we woke up and there was just links. Or I woke up and there was just links. Other clubs, their fans are probably going work, doing whatever. You go on social media, David Ornstein, breaking news, ABC United assigned Joe Blogs. We never do that. Our thing is monitoring, analysing, list of targets, negotiating. And sometimes you get over the line, like with Rice, like with Eze, like with Gyökeres, like with Bruno. But it's always a Netflix series, isn't it? But the gaffer himself has said, there's more that we want to do because every time we have an opportunity to improve the squad and bring more quality and depth, we certainly need to do that. We're actually trying to do so. The thing is, in this market, it doesn't just depend on you. And we're very clear on that. The will and the desire of the club is unquestionable, but we cannot promise that we're going to do it because it doesn't only depend on us. Well, that doesn't really fill you with proper optimism, does it, people? On how difficult it is to bring players in, that's the demand, isn't it? For the margins to improve. There are very few players in the market that are available to do that and bring more quality to the club. But again, we're actively looking to improve that and we're going to try. On whether the wage structure across the squad must remain fairly equal, I'll leave that question to Andrea and the board, which is true. My job is to more focus on getting the best out of the players that we have to create that connection between them and to make every player feel important regardless of wages. Pardon me, on if Bruno could start against City, we'll have to see. He's only had 3 training sessions, but he's looked good. He's really pushing to play some minutes today, get his debut and get that feeling of playing in front of our supporters immediately. He's a player that will make us better without a doubt. On our overall performance of pre-season, I think we're able to tick a lot of boxes with the circumstances of the World Cup and the amount of players that we had abroad. It's brought some good strengths, but there are a lot of lessons to take and we're going to be ready for Sunday. Fair play, man. Arsenal received 45 million euros offer for Gabby Martinelli from Galatasaray. He's got a 12-month extension on his contract or a club option. He's currently on paper contracted until 2027. Galatasaray have made a bid, and I've said this, I think we're all going to have to watch the Turkish league. You know, Fenerbahce, Besiktas, Gala, Trabzonspor, they're all signing ballers. It's going to be an interesting league. So, yeah, they've made a 38.4 million pounds offer, 45 million euros, which is a profit on the 6 million we spent. I'm not selling him unless there's assurances that a left winger comes in. Obviously, I'm not Arteta or Andrea Berta to know that, people. I've been good, man. Took a break from football shows because of the travesty that happened last season. This is football, man. I welcome the high. It's like life, innit? You can't be down too much. You know, you're never going to be down all the time. You're never going to be up. You're going to be up and down. And in the grand scheme of things, as much as football means the world to me, but we're all going to die one day. So, like, it really doesn't matter. But that's just my thoughts, innit? Big up yourself. Nice to have you back anyways. Make sure you're checking out your Amazon Prime subscription. The Athletic previously reported that Arsenal will be open to trading the 25-year-old if an attractive offer were to arrive. The forward is under contract until 2027, with the club holding an option to extend until 2028. While Galatasaray are intent on adding Martinelli to their squad, the Brazilian international is not pushing to leave Arsenal. If he is to depart, his expectation would be to move to one of Europe's strongest leagues. So that's the top 5 leagues in it. I don't think he wants to go Turkey. Arsenal entered the summer market knowing that player trading would be part of their approach. Obviously, Trossard and Norgard have gone. Somehow, Gabriel Jesus, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira are still here stinking up the place, people. And at this point, I have to admire it. There's this bare waffle here. We know Martinelli played in the World Cup. We know we brought in Zolis. So, yeah, man, at the end of the day, bro, I love Martinelli, but you got one goal, bro. Like, it's not sustainable, if I'm honest. Arsenal reach agreement to sign striker Vincent Joseph, 16 from Liverpool. As I said, 30 league goals, people, across youth levels. And he's an England international. He wears that little thing. He's got a brother as well. They're born to score goals. I don't know if he'll make the grade, but these are the kind of signings that we want to happen. And as I said earlier, all clubs, it's going to happen to you. You're going to sign like you're going to sign top players from other academies. Your academy boys are going to go. I'm actually happy to get him in the Crystal Palace lad at 16 years of age, my first year scholar. If he progresses to the first team, great. I'd love an out-and-out striker. If not, there's money to be made there, innit? Arsenal reach an agreement with the England youth international Vincent Joseph to join the club from Liverpool. Man United were hot on this cult, people. An agreement is in place between Arsenal and Joseph. The two clubs are currently discussing a fee settlement for the 16-year-old. If one cannot be found, it will be decided by a tribunal, which is necessary when a player under the age of 24 moves clubs before signing their first professional contract or at the expiry of their professional contract. Again, he's got 8 goals in 9 appearances for England's under 16 side. He played for Liverpool's under 18s last season. So I wonder, listen, I'm not complaining, but you're a young player playing a year up. I wonder, like, what was it like, really? Was you looking at it and thinking, right, Isaac and them man are there? Or was you like, oh, you know what? Kai's not going to be here forever. Gyökeres ain't going to be here forever. Jesus ain't going to be here forever. There might be a better pathway here. I don't know, people. You'd have to ask him and the people around him. So, yeah, we've been trying to sign people. So, yeah, we're getting him and Milo Bernard, who's actually a striker from Crystal Palace, and it's a similar sort of deal, people. There's no way on God's green earth I can pronounce this name, people, but we're also set to complete the signing of Cardiff City's youngest ever player, Axel. Help me. Don Chevy? Who, I don't know, man. Big him up, but he became the youngest ever player to represent Cardiff, people. And I mean, the last lad we got from Cardiff, and they played for Wales at some level, they worked out all right for this football club. So, yeah, people. Obviously, we lost Nduka to Manchester City. Mongo went City as well. We obviously signed Elijah Upson, son of Matthew Upson, for our youth ranks. He's obviously going to be in the 21s. Arsenal approached Atletico Madrid for Marc Pubill, but the club refused to listen to any offer whatsoever. The player, who feels committed to the project, club and fans, is now considered one of the major assets on which Atletico Madrid intend to build their present and future. Arsenal are prepared to break the bank for the transfer, but Atletico are not budging. Pubill is not for sale. Now, I'm sure he can play centre-half as well as fullback, so it might have made sense. Maybe we are willing to commit big money on a defender, in which I hear it. I'm not against it. But I don't want to keep saying it. Arsenal fans, left wing, innit? Gyökeres' face looked like he wanted to kill the reporter. Do you know what I'd say, yeah? What I've discovered, and for us that live in England, obviously, these footballers, when they're giving interviews, just generally, when they're giving interviews, we're only seeing what they said to the British media. And I say this because I think Gyökeres gave I can't remember what country, but when we lost the League Cup final, Gyökeres gave like an interview to an overseas station. I don't even know how it ended up on my timeline. I actually went and found the full video. I don't know how. Someone even put subtitles on it. In fact, I'm chatting. They did, but he was speaking English. And the way he was speaking about that final is like, well, we couldn't get the ball. We weren't moving it. Like, it was like, it's what you want to hear as a fan. So a bit of food for thought. So, yeah, we've been shut down our attempts for this guy. Now, there are some reports that are now saying Koundé doesn't want to leave Barcelona and they don't want to sell him. Apparently, they count on him as a centre-back, especially after Araujo's loan spell to Liverpool. He could return to his natural possession. I can't lie. Xavi Espart, I don't think you're top level talent, but you're a Barcelona fullback. Part of me wants to have a cheeky sniff. Part of me wants to have a cheeky little sniff. Not like that. Around a lot of these La Masia talents you don't know. And Real Madrid, especially if you go and look at the under-19 Spain team that recently won the Euros. Half of them, unfortunately, are at Barcelona, Real Madrid. But there's a couple money makers there, people. But yeah, it is what it is. We did see yesterday Arsenal express interest in signing Koundé from Barcelona. Koundé is among the players who may be allowed to leave if a suitable offer arrives. The Koundé option has Mikel Arteta's great admiration. We're set to reignite our interest in Konsa. Arsenal accept they will need to significantly improve their original offer in the region of 30 million. But whether Aston Villa are willing to let him leave for a fee under 60 million valuation remains to be seen. That was by Sammy Motbell. What's the price? What's the cutoff point, guys? Because I can't lie, I do think on occasion we move stingy, we try to find value for money, and don't get it twisted. I think When I exclude but include the fact that he's got 2 years left, I don't think Aston Villa have a leg to stand on. But he's Aston Villa have won the Europa League. They've been one of those teams for the last few years under Unai Emery. He is an England international. Everyone in the Premier League's got money. Villa have obviously been ransacked for a couple of other players, which affects their rebuild. Obviously, it's a knock-on effect because once Konsa leaves, they have to have other targets. If I'm the manager or the owner of whatever club that you're coming to buy my centre-back as a Konsa replacement, I know I might even be a foreign owner. I'm seeing 2 British clubs signing players. I'm like, I know you got peas. I might have told you at the beginning of the summer it's 15 million for this guy, and now I'm gonna say no, it's 45. So what is the cutoff point? I don't think Konsa's amazing, but I'm not against it because you can play right back because you are experienced. But so normally I'm a bit vexed when Arsenal do the stingy thing, but I actually back it. Realistically, we know 30 million ain't gonna do it. We know we're not gonna get nowhere with 30 million. 45, 50, maybe a 52. If we really want to get this done, look, like 60 million, we're moving mad. I think 50 million is where I'd probably cut off. Can't you go find, like, I know it's not the same, but we used to go and get Sagna from Auxerre in France and Monreal. I know they're fullbacks, but Monreal over there in Sociedad. Scouts can't do their jobs. In the same way you got Mascara for 13 mil, there might be some 26, 27, 28-year-old guy that's just ready. Nobody really knows about him, but he can come and plug a gap. For what it's worth, I think every Arsenal fan's a lot more comfortable when we're linked with defenders or our talent ID around defenders than probably in other thirds of the pitch, people. So it's a weird one. Big up yourself, TW. Anderson Konsa. What fullback is that? Agree, left wing signing is an absolute must. Can't allow be fuming if we don't get a left winger. It's true. But then at the end of the day, like, we're just going to have to get on with it, man. Let's target 100 likes. There's more than enough in here to get that for DG. Hit the likes. Appreciate you, man. What else have we got? Just try, bro. 45 mil is a decent fee for farts. That's many, huh? Rah, bloody, I just got what you mean. I won't sell Martinelli. Galatasaray ate a dodgy mezza if they think that's a viable fee. Nelly is gone. He's soft launching, signing mid. Yeah, man, when he starts saying there's only a few players that can improve us, on one hand, I get it. But then on the other hand, and I'm not trying to be bad, man. Barring Max Dowman, Bakayo Saka, and I'm just thinking of the forwards. I love Gyökeres, but you're really telling me, and excludes Zolis because he got here. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to be that guy, but are we really, really sitting there and saying, if you like, there's not a better striker than Gyökeres, big him up. Like, you can't, for argument's sake, you can't improve on Gyökeres or Kai Havertz and Marino up front on a consistent basis, or Noni Madueke and Martinelli. How much Premier League goes between them? I'm not slagging off my players, but like, I get what the gaffer's saying. He's not wrong, but when you start thinking about it, it's a bit, really. And again, obviously, I always find these stats funny because your best players are going to play more games, like, and you're going to have a better win percentage. But nonetheless, if we needed the eye test to tell us anything, people, you know, the eye test has told us one thing. The stats reflect with and without Saliba were two different sides. With him, we played 131 games. Without, we've only played 21. We've got 10 wins without him. We've got 90 with him. We've had 7 draws without him, 25 draws with him. Losses, 4 without him, 16 with him. Win percentage is 68.7% win percentage. Without him, it drops to 47.6. Point per games, 2.3. Without him, it's 1.8. And do you not remember? I want to say the latter end of 2025, when I'm sure Gabriel Magalhaes was out, Saliba was out, where we definitely had to go to Aston Villa away without our centre halves. And that's the one area we have locked down. Anyone having Tomori, by the way, folks? Now, could he be cheaper than Konsa? Is he better than Konsa? Because he can play right back as well. I only mention him because Amorim has made a number of players available. At AC Milan. And apparently he's been included, if you believe Romano, in AC Milan's exit list. He's available on the market. No clue on the contract and asking price, but 50, 60 for Konsa, or could you be cheeky around getting Tomori as part of the squad? He is English. It does count as homegrown. I mean, AC Milan to Arsenal is a good look for you. Obviously, if you want to play proper first team football, you're going to have to fight tooth and nail to go and get this club. For what it's worth, Aston Villa are expected to turn down Arsenal's initial proposal, apparently of 40 million for Ezri Konsa. 1 minute it's Lewis Skelly, and now again it's Zubamendi. Real Madrid are still apparently hot on his heels and are considering making a £90 million move. At least for a year, I need all of these guys together, people. I think it's some BS, so we're not even going to read that. If you're looking for tickets, people, City can't sell theirs out. Arsenal will overwhelmingly outnumber Man City fans for the Community Shield at the Principality Stadium on Sunday after Man City were unable to sell their allocation. Are we surprised by that? Really and truly? Oh, this guy's going to be a baller for us, man. He's going to be an absolute baller, man. Absolute baller. So yeah, Martinelli is subject to its speculation. How long before we get linked with Mudryk? I'm just trying to scare people. I did see this yesterday, and again, there's rumors that kind of go against this and are quite bullish on Liverpool getting Barcola. But apparently, they're prepared to walk away from talks over the transfer of Bradley Barcola as they struggle to reach an agreement with PSG. Again, he played no minutes of the Super Cup. Apparently, he's got a £145 million fee over his head. Rightly so, Liverpool are not looking to match that. PSG apparently not trying to waver. It has been going on. This rumor's been there for a while, so something's got to kind of give, if I'm honest. They linked with Mbaye of PSG as a potential alternative, but then rumors also come out and say they deem his individual case too expensive. I don't know if you lot want to hear this, but Gabriel Jesus apparently has turned down two very rich bids from Superliga clubs in the last days. Napoli are still at the window, but two other European clubs are monitoring the Brazilian player. Arsenal asked for 15 million euros to sell him at the very least. Atletico Madrid do not open the door for Barcelona regarding Alvarez. If their stance does not change by the end of the week, Barca will look at alternatives. So that game of poker is still there for you lot that are still optimistic about us getting him. Again, pardon me, as I said, Liverpool deem it very expensive for the pursuit of the two PSG lads. As said, I don't necessarily care about this, people. Vinicius, at the end of the day, is not signing for Arsenal, but I did read a bit of this. And I was actually scrolling trying to find Arsenal's name, people. Nah, it's still too raw. I don't want to read this. But it was basically saying how close Arsenal were. I ain't reading that. You can read that in your own time. Napoli are aware of the conditions to sign Gabriel Jesus, and talks took place on the player's side. Deal now depends on Napoli exits, in brackets, more needed after Lukaku, and an agreement on personal terms. But apparently talks are underway. Liverpool are not prepared to meet PSG's asking price of 45 million for Bradley Barcola and could end up focusing on other targets if the valuation is not reduced. Now, Liverpool, who are these other targets, though? Because we're all looking for left wingers. Where are these other targets? Because where are they in the game? Savinho's apparently not in training. He's looking to go to Spurs, isn't it? So that it's a bit of a slow news day, if I'm brutally honest with you lot, people. Let's see what else there is. The most exciting thing is the young G, innit? I mean, we can click on this. What's going on here? Away, Coventry, Aston Villa away, Chelsea at home, Sunderland away, Brighton away. Decent first 5 games, to say the least. Entertaining 5 games. So yeah, Jesus and Napoli are in talks. Chelsea join Arsenal star hunt. Again, Chelsea have reportedly emerged as strong contenders to sign Martin Zubimendi. We've gone over the Atletico Madrid lad. Joe Willock could be going to Turkey. Do we have a sell-on clause in that Newcastle deal? Arsenal have revived their interest in Juventus attacker Kenan Yildiz as Mikel Arteta continues searching for another elite attacker. Really, according to Tuto, Juventus consider Yildiz untouchable and want to build their future around the 21-year-old. That leaves Arsenal facing a major battle, with previous reports suggesting the Turkey international could command more than 86 million, although even a huge offer might not convince Juventus to sell. And there's also rumors around him needing surgery for what it's worth. Hey, well, we've been linked with Nico Williams again, apparently. Arsenal are being linked with Nico Williams once again, with the Athletic Club winger having remained on the Gunners' radar for several years. Williams would offer Arsenal something different in attack, with his pace and direct running providing a greater threat in 1v1 situations. However, the financials remain a major obstacle. I mean, indirectly, we've said that before. Williams is tied down until 2035 after signing a new 10-year contract last summer, with his release clause believed to be just under 80 million. Some reports say 77, but in Spain, I swear you have to pay it all up front. And not that I care about his wages, but his wages, people. And yeah, technically did get an assist in the World Cup final. We've gone over the Martinelli stuff. Mikel Merino believes Bruno G has helped us to assemble probably the best midfield in football. Only PSG can chat to us. Lewis Kelly goes nowhere, mate. Barcola, really. Martinelli. Arsenal face competition for Trezeguet. Arsenal face competition from Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, and Barcelona for Club Brugge striker Trezeguet, who would be the third player we've been linked with. Obviously, we've got Zolis. We've been linked with him, and we've been linked with their fullback. Apparently, the 21-year-old German under-21 international has been linked with Arsenal this summer and has emerged as one of the more affordable attacking options on the market, with his asking price expected to be 45 to 50 million euros, which equates to 39 to 43 million pounds, people. Apparently, they've already rejected a 35 million euro offer from Roma. Barcelona are being linked, but are Barcelona purely only being linked because they're looking for a striker? We was never in for Romero, but there you have it. Have you not seen Spurs have been linked with Balogun? Arsenal target holds talks with Simeone. I don't give a monkeys about Julian Alvarez because I know we're not copying him. At least we saw some new rumours there, if I'm honest. At least we saw something new. Expecting Mascara to stay fit with no one to reliably cover him is too big a ask. And Ben White. If man are out for 3 to 5 months, realistically, this is football. This is like chefs cutting their hands. From now till September's international break, it could get dark. Because it's not just Saliba, it's Benjamin White and Jurriën Timber that you're having to wrap in cotton wool. Other players can get injured. Like what we saw Mascara on a random thing. We need to get a defender. Zola seems to be something more. Preseason isn't necessarily telling, but so far, so good. I like that the spotlight isn't on him, allows him to properly settle. Fair play, man. Adeyemi, 25 million. Zola's 35 million. Greenwood, 34 million. Martinelli's in the last year of his contract. He's worth 50 mil max. To be fair, technically, he's got 2 years on his deal if you want to upgrade it by a year. So it could be 2. We are close to doing that. Scouts, do your job has been the quote of the sum of the window. Yeah, man. That's it. I'd probably say every stream. I can't believe that a club as big as Arsenal would only have Vinny as a target. Surely they've identified other potential left wingers to pursue. They have to. We've been linked with this, what? 2022-23 is when Martinelli had his standout season, in it. So we probably went into the 23-24 season expecting him to be on something. So when we got into 23-24, come the end of that, from now till then, we know we've needed a left winger. In that time, I don't need to tell you about players that have emerged and, you know, players that have emerged, players that we haven't got. We've had time to do this. There should be a variety of targets, which is why on one hand, I understand if we don't sign a left winger, if there is no value and no player that improves us. But I can't lie, I do think it's unacceptable. Is it Project Downman left wing? He's only 16, plenty of time to learn his role. Fuck it. We had Anelka and Bergkamp and we brought Henry. We really only need 2 options for every position, which we have. We just need more quality. We have to roll the dice now. Well, sometimes when you roll the dice, you lose, innit? The journals are making things up, man. Why is Arsenal's first offer to clubs always such a lowball offer? I don't know, but it's not exactly fair to Arsenal because we're not the only ones who do that. Our thing is we do take long, but how many times do you see a club make one bid for a player? There's exceptions, but it's not the rule. Make their first bid for the player something that's accepted. Because Barca haven't done that with Rodri. City haven't done that plenty of times. I don't like our marquee forward begging for Barca to get him all summer. Man thinks he's too good for Turkey. But to be fair, for Martinelli, I think there's an attraction to Turkey, but I do think you could get a team in one of Europe's top 5 leagues. Why do we keep going from flower to other, make a decision and go? I guess Spuds have had a better window than us, but they need to get more. Scouting ain't a thing in 2026. They're going to have to make it work. DJ and Dye is reported to not be going to the Saudi League. He might be available on the market. Would you take him? I would. But I don't want to pay through the nose. Now, you probably have to overpay for everyone. But what are we overpaying for? As much as I like him, Dye, his trickery and stuff, his numbers ain't really shouting out at no one, really and truly. So what would be the price point? If we signed him, and I think we've overpaid. Granted, I don't care because it's not out of my bank balance. But what is too much? And again, I don't like to be that fan here because really I'm only interested in now, in it, because you have to. But if you do buy him or you do buy a player that, you know, you just buy not to have anyone, do you cripple yourself in the future when it comes to looking at other targets? Because that's how our club moves. We're not going to do the City thing where we buy players, it works great. We buy players like Rangers, and there's plenty of ones that it feels like they stay there a year or two. It's not quite worked. Safe. We're moving them on. For rightly or wrongly, that's not how we operate, innit? Can we get to 50 likes? You lot slacking, man. If it were United, they'd sell it, or Liverpool. They cannot say it's distance. I'm not sure what you're referring to there. It might be like last season again. Where do we wait until the last minute of the season to make 1 or 2 big signings? We're going to have to see, man. I think it's unacceptable not to bring a left winger in, innit? But if the window closes and you haven't addressed that, you still need to bring the Premier League home next May. It's as simple as that. And I wouldn't be optimistic about the Champions League. Like, I know we'll get to the latter rounds, but at some point you do need that stardust. You do need that quality. We have Mascara. Do we need another defender? You lot want to learn the hard way, man. You lot want to learn the hard way. Fair play. Marc Pubill is cold. He cooked Madueke when we played Atletico Madrid. Right. I'll get you, bro, about options not moving anyone, but we got to gas up whoever we get. Our rivals sign bums and act like they're the best thing since sliced bread. Naturally, we'll give everybody a chance, but I don't want to gas up something in my heart. I don't believe in it. Like I don't want to do that. I don't think it's fair to the fans. I don't think it's fair to the player. We need a level raiser, and so far, it's not happened. We've never been the ones to go and, oh, bro, where'd you find Garrett Skelly? Or where'd you find this one? Where'd you find that one? How did you do that? You got him for this. We've known for years. We scored 121 goals, so I know we will score, but we don't know who's going to get the goals. Prior to last season or the season before that, there was a 3-year period, we had different goal scorers. Saka was the one that had the consistent numbers. Now, obviously, with his injury, you don't know what's going on. Yokeres had 14 goals, 21 in all comps, but we all know the struggles that come with it. Kai has the ability to end the season in double figures, but we all know the struggles with that. Martinelli has a knack of scoring in big games or doing something in big moments where even technically got an assist from Max Dowman against Everton, but we know the struggles with that. Noni Madueke, I can't, bro. Come on, bro. And I believe in the only ones I truly, out of the wide men, that I truly believe in is Saka and Dowman, and Dowman's a kid. Obviously, I'm trying to exclude Zolis because you just got here. Big up yourself. But now, you're wishing on a star. To which I would say, Andrea Berto, Mikel Arteta, you done your thing and made us win the league. You don't know, Berto, you know more about the business thing than me in football. Arteta, you know more about football. If we sign players, great, which I think we need to. If we don't, please make sure we're bringing that trophy at that Premier League home. And I want my FA Cup. I'm not going to stop saying that because, yeah, I have got a fan, bro. You can probably hear it. Because since we won that FA Cup, we've been shoddy in that, bro. Like, and if I'm honest, we won it when no one was about, man. Cover that deal sponsorship, my man. Let's be principled, please. Listen, don't involve me with all of that stuff. And also on top of that, if we're really and truly going to play that game, then potentially me and you shouldn't. I assume you're using an iPhone or something. Stop using your iPhone. If we're really going to go into ethics, then the food we buy, the items we use, the clothes we have on our backs, we're going to get into dark stuff here. So don't virtual signal. If you're going to ask that of me, please ask that of yourself. Yeah? Because I'm sure you got an iPhone. Because if you feel that way, please don't use an iPhone. We don't need a left winger. We have Eze that can do a job out there. Really? He can do a job out there. But then what's a job? What's a job? Is a job someone we can believe in to do that role for the majority of the season? You know in your heart we need a left winger, K, man. Come on, man. Come on. In your heart of hearts. Man, oh, man, I'm picking and choosing. I'm not saying you're wrong, but if we're going to do that, then really and truly, even if we want it, like, we're all Arsenal fans. We support clubs. Clubs haven't got that morality. They're promoting gambling. They've got all these clubs have questionable sponsorships. We've all seen people that have been sacked and not sacked. If we're going to do that morality thing, because I know I talk about football a lot, but this is also something else I'm passionate about. If we're going to do that morality thing, then everybody, before you point a finger at me, remember there's 3 looking back. Oh, yeah, get back in this. There's no reason for Jesus, Nelson, and Vieira to still be here. Why does it feel like 3 loans incoming? And I must admit, this summer, beyond the obvious of what we want to see at the club, I did think this was the summer, like, Berto's got to show us how good you are at selling. And right now, you've not flogged them. We don't know. Maybe there's been plenty of offers and not accepted. To a degree, you're at the player's mercy. I'm not saying I ever want this, and I'm not saying this is white and black as this, but some clubs, you see them alienate players. Like I said, we're having a mature conversation. We hear them, not that we went anywhere on pre-season. We hear them say, yeah, you lot are training with the kids. If we was flying out, you man are not flying out. You man are not involved in any way, shape, or form. Like, when you see Nelson links, does he want to drop into the championship? Jesus, today, again, these are rumors. He's rejected offers. Fabio Vieira, it seems like right now there's radio silence with the Hamburg thing and Nottingham Forest before that. So you're kind of at their mercy. And that's before you talk about a Martinelli or other players that you think need to get moved on that aren't quite like with them, man, if it makes sense. Boy. Big up DJ. I was at the game yesterday and left by 65 minutes as I didn't see any attacking improvements from last season. Dreading a reality check as we're focused only in defense and set pieces. I disagree. I don't think we're only focused on that, but in attack, I've seen little things. We're moving the ball a bit quicker. We're trying to penetrate central regions a bit better. Obviously, check out the video I put out today where I said like what we've learned in pre-season. Is it sparkling good and making you gas? No, it's not. Like that's I think in attack recruitment's one thing, and obviously Arteta. Not just Arteta's approach, but unpopular opinion, everyone talks about our football. Nobody opens up against us. So we need to find a way to break down these deep and low blocks and rigid and compact units. We've even seen it in pre-season. I mean, Como tried it and they shot themselves in the foot when we was pressing. We definitely saw it against Dortmund when they had a 5-4-1. Nobody wants to play. We're in this day and age of systemic football now. So it is what it is. Salute DG in the chat. Right back at you, Amrose. I think Arsenal will definitely sign attackers, even if it's on last day. I mean, until September the 1st, we have hope in it. So if we got to overpay for everyone, who are you overpaying for? Williams for 88, all up front. We're not going to do that all up front. Bacola for 120. Yildiz for 90. I can't like all of them. At them prices there, all of them. I wouldn't be against 120 on Bacola. 145 is madness. I wouldn't be against Yildiz for 90 million to answer your question. I wouldn't necessarily be against. I'm sure Nico Williams' release goes about 77 million when them credible journalists said it. But if you really rate Donny like that and you really wanted him, show me something, innit? Honestly, what is better doing all this time? He's turned into Edu. At least Edu posted selfies of him barbecuing. Would you take Llorente on a 2-year deal? If you're talking about the right back, I wouldn't be against it. Whenever someone says Llorente, I think about the striker. Our squad is stacked. Someone has to go and attack before someone comes in. Really? Really? Trossard went, Zolis confirmed. When you put it like that, fair enough. If Martinelli goes, I expect an announcement soon after. Would you say 70 is maximum you would go to for Ndiaye? Is that too much? I think it's too much. Now, with today's day and age and what the game is, I think that's the kind of fee. I think it's too much, man. Go find me something in Brazil. Noni Prob cooked himself. I mean, the last time he missed a penalty in pre-season, won the league. No lie, if we win the league this year or CL, we go into the next transfer window holding all the cards we just have to win. Listen, whatever attackers from now till next summer, if we don't sign a left winger, all the top of the pops and all the ones, we need to be at the front of the queue. It's as simple as that. Because this has gone on for too long. We've needed to address this for time. One thing Bruno will do is pass the ball forward. You saw little inklings of that, man. Why we are very, very slow in this transfer window, brother. We've missed 2 main targets, bro. We're going to have to pull a rabbit out of that. I'll be interested how we'll play if Rice and Bruno start. Our patch of form at the end came from Rice playing 6. I'd love to see Rice be the 6, Bruno go do the 8 stuff. Obviously, in the game, Rice will be further forward at times. Bruno will be deeper, but that's what I would want to see. But you never know. Arteta, we all know, like the way Arteta looks at football and these kind of Spanish man, their goalie is their first attacker, their striker is their first defender, and that 6 role. You know how important that is in terms of build-up play. Maybe if he gets a Bruno who's obviously a lot more skilled at that particular aspect of being as a 6 than Rice, he might be more vindicated in that, this 8 Rice thing I'm seeing, I'm going to double down. Who knows, man? And actually, I wouldn't be my first choice, but I'm actually keen to see what Zubamendi and Bruno look like as well. There's so many options, which we have done tactical analysis videos. So type in Deluded Laguna Bruno, come up. Facts that low block is the issue and Arsenal must find a way to break it down. Easier said than done, of course, but we have to. Why do man keep forgetting Kepa from the clearance list? He's still an Arsenal player, you know. I thought he would have went. I never want to see Kepa kick a professional ball for Arsenal Football Club, but if I'm honest, you second, third choice keeper, this hopefully it's just a Raya thing. Some of the fans and Mikel Arteta, if we get to a League Cup final, I don't want to see this. It's unfair. He's been part of the journey, which some of you were on, bro. Best players have to play. Exactly, DG. Everyone is using some sponsor's product that doesn't align with every possible issue or opinion. Virtual signaling is thin. Need to bomb squad these dons. From seeing how we moved the other day to how Villa moved on, scared for next season. But it is what it is, man. I really wanted a left winger. It feels like not getting a left winger would feel for me how a little kid must feel on Christmas not getting a present, innit? So, yeah. We haven't bid one official bid for an attacker. Also, why can't Berta find an elite winger? I wish I had the answers, bro. If Alvarez is not bothered in Arsenal, just move on. It's better to get someone of quality rather than to end up with no one. This season will be much harder than last season, that's for sure. Man City, United, Chelsea, even Tottenham look strong. I mean, we have to assume that. Like, everyone's trying to get better. But Bruno will probably get more assists than Odegaard next season, bro. I can't lie, but whoever gets the assists, whoever gets the goals, as long as that be amazing. If we do win the league this year, though, it would be nice to have an extra sprinkle of Saka's had a good campaign for the majority. All the attackers, like, without naming names, everyone's had a good campaign rather than just moments, man. MLS being the only midfielder on the pitch for a lot of these friendlies made us vulnerable and we struggled to build up. Yep. But then we've also had everyone on the pitch and then cried about building up. So my nerves went down when Raya came on night and day. Facts. Why is Kepa number 2? He's good enough to be number 1 and he's not old. Well, leave Arsenal then. I'm sorry, David Raya. Like, in what reality is Kepa going to be the number 1 when Raya's here? What are we talking about here? You're never going to be the number 1. He was a number 1 at Bournemouth, which shows you can go and do that. Go and get a move on. To be fair, as I said, I did think a lot of us probably thought Kepa would have been one of the first to be moved on. Has he had offers? Have the offers not suited his requirements? Have Arsenal been able to gas him to stay? Bob's your uncle. There's still a long way to go in the market, innit? So we'll have to see. We haven't signed the left winger. They're already, we technically have with Zolis, already eyeing to sell Martinelli without one proper replacement. True. And then if he wants to be number 1, he's going to have to go be number 1 somewhere, bro. Raya looks to have improved on pens. I hope so, but we'll never know until we're in a mad thing, innit? Preseason is telling me we're going back to 4-3-3. Rice in the pivot with Bruno and Odegaard as 8s. I like it. Odegaard looks fit, and for his sake as well, for the obvious, I'd love him to, another one you want to see, stay fit, really have a good campaign. We're going to need all these players, bro. We're going to need all these players. Like, to win the league, everybody played their part. Whether they played 5 games, 2 games, 10 games, 38 games, everybody had their moments, people. Like, you never get there alone, man. So we're going to have to see. But for me personally, I've given up with the left wing thing just because I can't see it where it happens. Obviously, I want to be wrong. I don't work for Arsenal. I'm just braced for a defender, which I do think we need another defender in it. So that's kind of where I'm at. And that is a waste of funds, please. No, it all depends on the price. I don't think he's a waste of funds, but I don't think it's a level raiser. And I would have him at the club. But naturally, when you're desperate, everything starts to... Like, when you're desperate for food, it don't matter if it's a cheese sandwich or a fucking gourmet burger. Everything's going to whet your appetite, innit? So we'll have to see, man. How many weeks have we got left of the market? Well, technically this week. 1, 2, 3... give or take 3 weeks, give or take. So assuming it is September the 1st, and I'm not making these things up, people. Why we can't hijack that Bacola deal from PSG just like Eze from Spurs? I guess you could, but they're saying 145 million. And I can't provide an answer without knowing everything. Because what if Bacola's got his heart set on Liverpool? If he was on going to either one, that's a different case. Odegaard looks more aggressive and direct. I want to see more of that. I'm going to need Eze to really step up this season. He's too talented to be a rotation piece. Everyone, including the manager and the fans, we all have to go up again now. We all have to go up again. Our challenge is, can you do something? I know people are going to talk about the 1930s, but can you do something, quote unquote, none of us fans have seen? Retain the Premier League. Can you do something none of us have seen? Can you win the Champions League? Can we not only retain the Premier League, but can we bring a domestic trophy? Because you got to 2 finals, well, international and domestic, but you got to 2 finals, you won the Premier League. And let's have it right. That was with injuries and all the other talking points we say about Arteta's tactics and this player and that player. So, and you're able to win the league. Whatever I say, the cold hard fact is you won it with 7 points to spare. So imagine what you could do if you right these wrongs. It's not as white and black as that, but this is why if we focus on ourselves, it don't matter what other people are doing. The fun begins. I've been waiting for this day. When Pep Guardiola leaves, I think anyone, quote unquote, could win the league. Obviously, there's uncertainty with our rivals and all them other clubs. We know what we're good at. We know what we're bad at. We've never seized the present as a football club. We've always done a lot of talking about the past, a lot of talking about the future. You have to live in this present moment, and it's time to seize this golden opportunity, in my humble opinion, man. But yeah, man, hopefully we get some more additions, man. I think a defender is an absolute priority now, if I'm honest. A left winger has been a priority, but I've been waffling about that for the best part of 59 minutes. With that being said, I'm going to love and leave you lot, people. Appreciative to you lot listening, engaging, smashing the like buttons, all of those kind of things, people. So yeah, man, check out the rest of the other content. And until next time, one love.
He's always just like, active when like, defending.
I think it's like